It's about that time.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of City Views. I'm Jacque Williams, your host, and City Views is being brought to you by our sponsor, Toth Insurance Agency, located at 1151 East Main Street. Better protection, better value. And on today's episode, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be a very special segment for various reasons, and you will find out during the course of this interview why I am so excited about it. We have three very unique individuals with us here today, and they're going to be talking to you about various things, but the number one topic will be the Martin Luther King Mural Project. And we have on the call with us here today, ladies and gentlemen, the leader, founder, and let's just say overall manager of Our Culture is Beautiful. Effie Lucas is here with us. Also on today's show is the newest member of the Northwest Connecticut Arts Council, Ysanne Marshall, and the curator of the MLK Mural Project. Ladies and gentlemen, Matt Conway is here with us on City Views. Folks, how are you today?
Great. Thumbs up to you.
I'm really anxious to get started here because there's so much to talk about. And Effie, I am going to turn the floor over to you so you can inform our audience to the great things that are going on and taking place in the city of Torrington.
Okay. Well, thank you, Jacque, for that introduction and all of the team players that are a part of this exciting event that's about to unveil and unfold in the great city of Torrington, Connecticut. This beautiful northwest corner. We are excited and looking forward to this great opportunity of having what we call the MLK Mural, and this huge mural that's going to represent cultural diversity. Also have different quotes that talks about unity, love, beauty, togetherness, and just bringing everyone together once this is taking place in year 2021. I mean, this is like the greatest gift that can happen to Torrington, because Torrington is such a diverse population and our culture is beautiful. We are a nonprofit organization that promote cultural diversity. So we want everyone to continue with that conversation, embracing culture, embracing tradition, embracing who you are as a human being. And by having this large mural display, no matter what size it is, it's all about you and it's about me. And guess what? It's about us as a community, us as a society, us as a state. And this mural project is all over the state of Connecticut. And so that's what makes it unique. So you're going to be able to be a part of history. You're going to be able to travel to Torrington to see this unveiling. Then you can go to Manchester. Then you can go to New Haven. But you will have this wonderful plan for the summer and the fall of this year to just go to each of those points and just be marveled at what you see, and then create those ongoing conversations with your family and your friends. And in order for this to happen, we need artists, we need you as a community to continue to keep the word going forward. And that's why you see me smiling. That's why you see the energy rolling, and it's all generating from my body to you. So as you watch this and you listen to it, I want you to feel the same vibe. I want you to feel the same energy and the motivation and the commitment to bring about change in the town where you live, as well as that great city of Torrington, Connecticut.
Well, I think the excitement for the project is definitely contagious, and it's part of what has been happening in Torrington with its burgeoning art scene. And I want to bring Ysanne in on that point because as the newest uh, employee with the Northwest Connecticut Arts Council, uh, talk to our audience a little bit about the Arts Council's mission and the role that they have played in providing a platform for artists, not only in Torrington, but throughout the region.
Thank you. And thank you again for having us here for this wonderful conversation and vision going forward. My name is Ysanne. I am the Art Community Impact Coordinator at the Northwest Connecticut Arts Council. Our mission is to have inclusion and to show that there are opportunities in the arts in many different ways. This is another way that we're able to support and show what art can do in the community as well as an individual artist. So my key role is for this specific project is to connect the community and engage the community in a conversation to participate and have a voice in a unified message here in Torrington. And it's beautiful to see in the last couple of weeks, we had a community survey to, like I said, get our voices heard and have a unified message of the unity here in Torrington. And we have over 100 surveys that came in within the last couple of weeks. So I'm really proud to see the conversation even that has for even the people that may have not partaken and just saw the engagement and saw the movement and hearing the conversation. So it's just been a beautiful momentum to see this project start to unfold. Thankful that Matt had came to the art organization with this opportunity to continue with our mission statement. So just thankful to be in this position right now to work with Our Culture is Beautiful and to work with CT Rise Up. And it's just beautiful. And to work with you guys at City View and starting to connect with you guys and seeing other opportunities and how we can. The build up to the project of the unveiling of the mural, to selecting the artist in the community. And so that's our next step. We're going to be reaching out to the community for emerging artists to assist the leading artists in creating the mural. So there's a lot of opportunities and a lot of resources here at the Northwest Art Council as well. So thank you.
And I think it's amazing, Ysanne, that the majority, or should I say 100% of the work that takes place at the Northwest Connecticut Arts Council is done by a staff of 3 people. Talk a little bit about that, and the types of innovative concepts that you guys have to use in order to, especially through the pandemic, resources have been scarce. However, you all have found a way to keep the arts movement going.
Yeah, trial and error is one thing. It's beautiful to be able to work with fellow artists as well in the actual organization, to have these different ways of thinking and different digitized now ways of communicating. So using our immediate resources, even from Zoom to understanding how a QR code could work. The simplicity and making it accessible to people is one way that we're engaging people. So if something is easy to get to, usually people are going to do it because it's like right there. So finding different alternatives to communicate, going to people. We found in terms of calling people, having a conversation, hey, what's up? How you doing? That going back to basic, having an actual relationship is not just about you taking a survey. We want to hear what you're thinking. We want to see what's going on your side of Torrington. Let's see if there is something we can do better. So those are the different ways that we're navigating. So it is trial and error, but at the same time, it's a genuine organic vibe or organic energy that has been naturally blossoming.
And big shout outs to Steph and Maddie.
Yes. I am in the office with them now.
Matt, dude.
Hey, what's up?
Yo, like, I don't even know where to begin talking to you. I mean, this is fantastic, first of all.
Thank you.
But what made you bring it to Torrington?
So, our goal is to get it across as many towns as we can. And, ironically, we were starting conversations with the Northwest Connecticut Arts Council before this project really took off, talking about, how can we elevate public art in the Northwest corner of the state through murals. And after we unveiled our first MLK mural in Manchester on MLK Day this year, this really seemed like the first fit for us to dive in together and do a project together. I know that there was previous work trying to get a Black Lives Matter mural going in Torrington. There was another mural that through, the building being sold had to be taken down. So there was already a lot of pent up energy to make impactful and meaningful public art happen in Torrington. And so when we launched the MLK 39 Racial Equity Tour project, it was just a natural fit. Let's bring it to Torrington. Let's drive these dialogues on racial equality in a community that, historically there has been divide, and public art is such a beautiful way to bring all human beings together to have those conversations. And this is going to be something that's going to be in the community for 15, 20 years to come. So it's going to be an everyday reminder for everyone living in Torrington that Torrington believes in equality and Torrington believes in togetherness. Everything that our culture is beautiful represents, we are now putting up on a giant mural for everyone to see.
I think the premise of your initiative, it's what's most attractive about it at this particular time. How do you feel about the opposition, and what has been your prescriptions for overcoming those objections going forward in the implementation of a project of this magnitude?
This is an invitation to the opposition to come and have honest dialogue. This isn't pointing anybody out. This is, open to the public to have conversation. But to be frank, we are seeing roadblocks. There are communities where, certain political parties don't want this to happen in their town. They specifically have told us, and their city council have told us, we don't want this in our town. But you know what we do about that? It just fires us up even more to make it happen. So we identify alternative funding resources, we identify private buildings, and we just go out there and work with the grassroots community to make it happen, whether the city wants to sponsor it, the city or town wants to sponsor it or not. So, we look at the opposition and, we say, sorry, you don't want to be a part of it, but it's going to happen anyway. And we frankly think of this as a way, now we're demonstrating to people that communities in Connecticut are equal, and everybody has a voice.
Change gonna come, though, one way or another.
And
hopefully, pardon me?
I said, and Jacque, and you're right, change will come. And this is why I'm so excited about the mural being in 39 towns, because it represents the upcoming generation. If we don't have these talks, if we don't have these displays, if it doesn't happen, then the new upcoming generation stays the same. This is about change. Change is doing something that includes everyone, because years ago, individuals may not have embraced biracial relationships, but now in 2021, everyone is connected. People are marrying outside of their race, outside of their culture, and then they're having children. These children are growing up in a diverse population. The United States and our community does not look the way that it was 20 years ago. So now you have 18-year-olds, 20-year-old individuals that says, where do we belong? Where do we fit? So having something display that everyone can see that says we are all together, we are all one, we are all striving to bring about change so everyone is treated fairly and equally. And having this mural display, whether it's in the northern states or the southern states or western or eastern, it's all about saying, let's all come together and let's start talking. And yeah, you're gonna have those individuals that say, I hate it. I don't want to see this every day. But guess what? You still have to see me, whether you want to see me or not, whether you like my language, whether you like my hairstyle, whether you like the food that I eat. There is this restaurant there. You still have to drive by it. You may not want it to open, but it opens because that's every person deserve to have their own business, whether or not you like it or not. And so we have to begin to open up our minds and change that perspective about what we dislike and what is our reason. What's the core reason why you want to not have a mural or not be open to a change that's coming in your town or your city? So I just wanted to add that.
Well, that's a very critical piece to this, because I do believe that part of the arts renaissance that has been taking place in Torrington has been on the premise of not only showing arts as an economic developer and driver, but also as a cultural awareness piece. And part of that awareness piece is recognizing that most of these changes that are happening and that we look to hopefully sustain will have to take on some type of political structure. And getting to that point, Effie, I think I want to take a little bit of time to talk to our audience about how Our Culture is Beautiful has advocated for those processes and implemented into the basic structure of Torrington those programs and initiatives that are dealing directly with those issues that you're hoping will be highlighted through a public arts project of this nature. For example, your Citizens Review Board for the Police Commission, your advocacy for the educational programs and the diversification there too. I think that's part of community activism that's necessary in order to overcome some of the objectives that these community arts projects engender.
Okay, so one of the things, couple of things that's been going on with Our Culture is Beautiful, because again, we are based in Torrington. So we are a part of the education system in a sense of actually before COVID, we were going into the elementary school and the high school and vocational technical school to talk to the students there about diversity, and actually went there and had sessions, 10, it was lined up for 10 sessions, one session a week, to talk to students, high school students, about diversity, about bullying, about gender identity, but having the conversations so that students can feel comfortable with who they are, and really having a place where they can feel free and openly to have this discussion. So, and even after COVID, we still continue to do virtual sessions, and we also did it through African drumming as well. So not only is continuing workshops with talking to the administrators and the teachers around equity and inclusion, but also with students. And then we went to the Kids Play Museum, and a part of the thing is doing storytelling. So we design the storytelling included with African drumming, again, to talk about, have these conversations, talk about history, talk about tradition, talk and allow individuals to talk about themselves and embrace their own roots and history within their own families. We've also been an advocate, and as you were saying, with the talking about the police and talking about changes and what's coming forth together collaboratively. So when we have conversations in the community at large, it's in a way as a positive environment to talk about these changes, working together as partners, not fighting against each other and beating each other down, but saying, hey, let's come together and let's really talk. What are some of the things, what are some of the unmet needs in our communities that our residents and adults and youth are talking about? And how can we line that up? As we met with our police department, which we were doing it once a month until COVID. And we're starting to reinitiate that again, but doing it through virtual sessions. And not only that, we talk about health issues. So this whole thing now that's coming with COVID, what about all of those individuals that are not able to be vaccinated? So we're part of the Charlotte Hungerford Harvard collaborative there in working and getting out into the community to talk about those that are unvaccinated, those that are skeptical about taking the vaccine, those that are being tested and not tested, but just education. Sometimes even just that's why this mural project is so important, because people don't really see. They see one way and not really opening up their minds and looking at all human beings and really respecting what people are actually going through when it comes to education and the system, whether it comes to health and the services, and then housing, and then financial. There's a huge wealth gap between individuals. And if we really sit down and look at it, and I'm a real, I talk about it a lot when I do diversity workshops. When we think about economics and financial pay scales, you might be really surprised at the difference. I know women, there's this whole thing about women not getting equal pay for the guys. We all know that story. And that's a conversation that's been happening a long time. But it also happens with minorities too. So this mural project, and again with art. So we know if we draw and we paint, that's a part of meditation and mindfulness and healing. So we connect the art, the drawing, the painting, the writing, the dancing, the music, right? The poetry. All of that is a method of mindfulness and healing, because people can express themselves that they may not verbally do it with you in words, but they can do it in art. They can do it in storytelling. They can do it in the drums. They can do it in all sorts of ways. So we can look at this mural as a piece, a conversation that when you stand back and you look at it, everybody's going to have a different thought in their head about what they see and what they feel and how they're going to respond to it. And we hope that the response of it would be, let's bring about unity. Let's bring us all together as one. And that's my piece.
Well, I hope that this brings the same type of notoriety that's been allotted to 5 Points Center for the Visual Arts, because I think that these public works projects, these community art projects, they do provide outreach. And that's something that's vital to our city, because let's be honest, we need investment in our city. But what better way can you get investment than by opening up the artist community to these types of initiatives that bring people together. So I wanted to commend you all for all your efforts. It's so vital at this point in time when we're coming out of this pandemic. People are reevaluating their perspectives. They are reassessing their priorities. And for Torrington to be in the forefront of this type of cultural change, I think is vital to not only the city of Torrington, but the region as well, as we try to grow the economy and enhance the quality of life for our residents. So thank you guys once again. We appreciate it. And we want to encourage all of you to continue to check out more episodes of City Views on our YouTube channel at cityviews-ct, or you can check out our website at cityviews-ct.com. In the meantime, we're wishing you the best, and we'll see you back for more right here on City Views.